Namaste. I am Sudha Murthi, an author. I have written a chapter in a book, Modi at 20. This chapter is written the way how women have changed and the way I see or look at it. It's my own personal experience. I'm the best example to know how economy has changed in India after India's independence because I was born in 1950, just after the independence in 1947, and I remember how was the economy of our country in the early years after Britishers left and how it changed in 1991 after liberalization and how it dramatically changed after 2001, and you can see its effect in 20 years. I call this as the winds of change. Particularly, there are so many changes in IT industry, in politics, in social media, in many aspects of life. It has changed a lot. But my topic was how women have changed. When you look at women, how they were in 50s, 60s, 70s, 90s, and 2000, and in the last 20 years, I can make out there is a tremendous amount of confidence with women because I work with poor people and rural area and in different states. The change what I see is a real, it is not an imagination. I call this the winds of change, particularly for women. Normally, earlier times women were not educated, later they were educated only to a degree. Be happy in whatever you get. Like going to Olympics itself was a great achievement in India. Women going to Olympics was never heard. And they were so happy, whatever little opportunity they would get, be happy, content in very little achievement was the motto. But in the last 20 years, women have changed so differently and they have become very courageous, entrepreneur and self-assured and very confident. I'm very happy as a woman. I'm very happy as an author. I'm very happy as a philanthropist. I'm very happy as a social worker. I have given a true incident when 20 years back I met a mother and a child. A mother was a cook. A child was going to school. And I met them and I talked to them. The lady, the mother told me that she wants her daughter should become a receptionist. And that is her aim in life. She was a young widow. She told me her parents were coolies and they were storing the money in a box because they did not have a bank account. The sordid story of this whole episode was her husband died of a cycle accident on the road because the road was not good, and while he was cycling he met with an accident, fell down and died, and she always felt sorry for that. There was no good hospital for the treatment, etc. After 20 years, when COVID started, we wanted to do a lot of things in-house or in our own country, in our own state, particularly PPE kits, because it was very, very essential for the doctors. The imported PPE kits will take time, and some of them were not even a good quality. That time I met a young girl, very confident, but with no money, and she came and told me, if you help me, give me initial seed money, government also will help me. And together, I would like to start my own industry, making a PPE kit. And I took little risk. I said, okay, I'll give some portion. And she got a major loan from the government. She started PPE kits. She became one of our regular suppliers. Accidentally, I came to know she was the same little girl whom I met 20 years back, whose mother's dream was she should become a receptionist. Now, the girl has become an entrepreneur. And I met her mother. I called her and I met her. When I met her, she has become a good cook and she is serving people with the catering services. I asked her why it happened, how it happened, and what is the reason. She said, I have changed in 20 years. Government is extremely supportive in all their schemes. And she went on telling that how her parents have a bank account, how the roads to the village have improved so much. Even though someone cycles today, they will not fall and die because there is so much of government facilities. And most important, the roads are so good, nobody will fall the way she lost her husband. She said, Amma, do you remember I asked you participating and being happy in an event like Olympics was the great thing for me 20 years back. But today when I look at Olympics, women participating and getting gold medal, silver medal, and I realize that there is so much of change. The wind of change has changed women. Now no longer Indians feel, covered or scared and say, oh, we can't do it. On the contrary, I've seen they say, we want to achieve the best. We do not want to settle down to the second best, but we want to do the best. Why these things happen? Is it because of the money? Is it because of the education? There are many reasons. But the most important reason I feel is the leadership. A great leader can inspire people. He can bring a wind of change in many directions. And that is what has happened in our country. A great leader's life, like Mr. Modi ji, who is our president, prime minister, is a great advantage to us. He resembles a tall tree, a shady tree in a desert. In desert, a tree stands with lot of heat and all alone, but people below the tree get so much advantage. A tree provides shades to many people. It gives leaves to the as a fodder. It gives a place for the nest for the birds. Its branches are used to build houses or doors, etc. But the tree doesn't get anything. The tree's life is selfless, and it is like paropakaram idam sharirim. A good leader's life is like that. A leader is never benefited anything to himself. Particularly Sri Modi ji resembles no particular benefit to him, but he works for many more people, for the entire nation, and particularly the downtrodden. His schemes are extremely useful for women, and that's the reason I call winds of change. He resembles me, a shloka which I have read, like Paropakaram Vahanti Nadyaha, Paropakaram Dugdanti Gavaha, Paropakaram Idam Shariram. A tree, a cow never drinks its own milk, but still gives milk. A tree which bears fruits never eats the fruits, but gives to others. A life of a leader is for the country, for the benefit of others, and which is also told by Rama in Ramayana. He says, a life of a rishi and a life of a leader, both are same. It is meant for the people, not for oneself. I am very happy this kind of changes have come in our country, where women have become confident, downtrodden have become confident. Education is such a great tool. More than that, entrepreneurship has become the word of the day. I am grateful that we have such tall leader. May my country prosper under his leadership. Dhanyavad. I am Sudha Murthi, an author, philanthropist, a teacher, and a social worker.